buddy Blaine Mangle. You know, as I was taking my walk this morning, something really resonated deeply in my spirit. I had gotten my daughters, when they were younger, I'd gotten them a couple of gerbils and put them in this 10-gallon aquarium, and they had that wheel, you know, and they're nocturnal animals, so they would get on that wheel and just run. All night long I would hear them running on this wheel. It would wake me up sometimes. I'd go out there and I'd try to get the bedding underneath the wheel to try and keep the noise down. But I'd just hear them running all night long in that wheel. And then in the morning, they'd be buried, they'd be sleeping. And it's like, wow, they just ran 1 mile, 2 miles, 5 miles. I don't know how long the duration or the length of their trek was, night after night after night, but they ended up in the same box every morning. Every morning, they were stuck in the same enclosure, in the same box. Does that describe your life? Because I'll tell you right now, to a great degree, it described my life. I would just keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result without changing the imprint and the self-talk and this stuff that was ingrained and imprinted on the screen of my mind. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting anywhere. Why I was going around in circles, spinning my wheels would be another way to describe it, but ending up in the same box. You know, there's a box around our head. It's called our thoughts, and we can't penetrate what is available for us outside that box, because that box has been cultivated and created to keep us safe, to keep us secure. The mind is not created, the thought processes are created more for survival. If you think back to the ancient days, it was all about survival. Well, how about that big animal, that woolly mammoth? Is it going to eat me? What am I going to do if I don't grow my crops for the winter? It was about survival. And our minds are created to keep us safe and for survival and security, not for thriving. But I'm here to tell you that just with a few simple steps on a daily basis, reading your goals out loud, speaking them out loud, I was doing that last night. Because I know that if I continue to take these steps through consistency and building of my confidence, that things are going to shift, and they're already shifting exponentially. But as I was reading last night, I got emotional. I mean, I started weeping because I started hearing voices in my head. You're nothing but this. You're a loser. You're never going to amount to anything. It's never going to change for you. And instead of backing off and going to sleep or doing whatever other, thing I would do to be pain-free, to not have to walk through pain. Why is it we don't want to walk through the pain? Could it be that the success, that the breakthroughs on the other side of that obstacle or that pain? So what I did was I kept reading these things out, and I started to bring emotion into it, and my spirit started to rise up. And I realized, the renewing of my mind is a real thing, and it's happening here. I started reading this out loud, and I was crying all the while, and this thing started to break. Now, I didn't turn into, an 8-figure earner overnight yet, or did I? There's a question there. Did I? Because the more you break through a wall of that box came down last night. And I want to encourage you, click the link below and get involved in our Facebook group. Let's start talking about these things. Let's start growing and breaking through together, because I'm telling you, there is change. Change is now. We're not waiting to change anymore. Change is now. And there are people in my life that are absolutely counting on me. Okay, people saw things in me that I couldn't see in me. And rather than take a look at what they were saying, because I didn't like the way most of them were saying it, so I would point my finger at them and say, well, yeah, okay, but what about this in you? Well, you're messed up. Well, you're out of alignment. Well, you're this. Well, you're that. Well, guess what? All that came back on me, because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. And with what measure you meet, the New Agers call it the law of attraction. The Bible says you are what you think and say. So if you want something different, do it. A mentor of mine used to say to me, Blaine, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. If you want to change what you're getting, change what you're doing. And the only way you can do that is to change what you're thinking. I know this got a little longer than I had planned it to do, but when that thing rises up in me, it's just all hands on deck. So again, click the Facebook link below, get involved in our Facebook page. Let's start talking about these things, because life and truth is a song. It's the song of truth, and I would like to invite you to sing it with me. So truth is a song, let's sing it together. See you over on the Facebook page.